Yeah, so my name is Trey. Thank you for the invite, Ms. Size. If that last quote isn't true, I'm literally living that right now. I am a first-year teacher. I teach at Sykesville Middle School, so I actually went there as a student, so it's kind of cool to be back and see a lot of the former colleagues that I have now that were my former teachers and make them feel old on a daily basis. So I'm going to give a little advice first, and then I'll kind of tell you my story. My story is very weird. It's kind of interesting. So I went to Carroll for 2 years. I did not get an education degree here. I just got a standard 2-year general studies degree. I went to school, I transferred to the Indiana University of Pennsylvania, which is in western PA. It's kind of about an hour east of Pittsburgh. And I went for no other reason besides chasing a girl that I was at the time in love with, and she's now my wife, so it worked out. This sounds kind of hypocritical, but go somewhere that makes you happy, makes you feel good academically and geographically, so whatever works for you. So that's kind of hypocritical of me to say that, but thinking back now, I should have made a better decision, but it worked out, so it's fine. You're really, the advice that I can give is you're really already doing everything you can do just by being here in the program with great people like Ms. Size and everybody that you're experiencing here. And all the internships that I had through McDaniel and here, the one internship I had here, I was interning with a Maryland Teacher of the Year, which I would have never got that experience if I didn't go through this program. So just picking her brain on a daily basis was great for me and a great experience that I hope you all can take away from here as well. So a little bit about my story. I went here for 2 years. I went to IUP for 2 years. I kind of fell out of teaching for a little while. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I majored in history because I loved history, and then I minored in GIS and Geographical Information Systems, which is kind of boring, complicated if you don't know what that is. And I really didn't want a desk job the rest of my life, so when I got home from IUP, I actually emailed Ms. Size and I said, can I get into that praxis workshop? Because I knew it was overwhelming and I didn't really know how to study for it. And Ms. Nussbaum actually saved my life that summer by helping me through that, and I passed it the first time. And it made my life so much easier. And then that fall, I was up at McDaniel doing a 2-year master's program, which I just finished in last winter. Another piece of advice, I guess, is take every chance that you get. I was given an opportunity last spring to intern as a science teacher, and I knew nothing about science, hated science, and I asked a bunch of people around, especially people at McDaniel, and they said, just take it. You never know what's going to happen. And a former teacher of mine at Sykesville actually became the new principal there in the spring. So I just kind of walked right into a social studies job in the summer of last year. And I was on the fence about taking that experience, and I'm glad I did because I think I credit that experience to my job that I have now. So the last piece of advice I guess I have is when you get into your first job, get yourself involved. Do something that makes you happy inside of your school, whether it's varsity club or arts and crafts club or coaching or whatever it is. It just makes your time go faster. It makes your experience better. I coach 2 varsity sports at Century. I teach at Sykesville, and I love what I do, and it makes my days. It kind of gives me a little bit of a brief at the end of the day where I can go out for 2 hours and hang out with teenage kids and kick a soccer ball around or hit a tennis ball, and I don't have to think about the day I just had or the whole year in general. So I think that's made my first year a lot better. I have a lot of friends that are drowning right now because of the first year teacher blues. But my experience of getting involved in the school atmosphere has made that so much better. So when I finished at IUP, I went to McDaniel for 2 years. Fantastic program. Got my master's degree there, and now I'm teaching my first year with a master's, and having that done as well is a huge weight off your shoulders. I mean, I have colleagues that have 3 kids. They're going to school at night. It's just a lot. So for me, that was a better way to do it. So my big piece of advice is just get involved with your school and take every experience that you get that is presented to you, because you never know what an experience could do for you. It could change your life, and for me, that science job changed my life and gave me a job. So that's it. Thank you.